Hey, good morning, good day. Welcome to Yoga Flow. My name is Stephanie. Thanks for rolling out your mat. We are going to start in fetal posture on the left side. So as you work your way onto your mat, just work your way onto your left side body. Make sure you support your head, and it could be with a pillow, could be with an arm or a hand. But allowing yourself to be supported, breathing in, breathing out, softening your gaze. Thinking about a nice sense of calm that we will start to wake things up and move mindfully, breath by breath. So as you slow the breath, breathe into all of you, but see if you can breathe into your right ribs and lung. Just a little longer, inhale, pause, and a little longer, exhale and a pause. And then think about what you'd like to awaken, a wish, a hope, a dream, and maybe just to connect with moment by moment and embrace the flow of life. When you're ready to add a little bit of movement, pull your right hand in pretty close to your chest, hand underneath your shoulders. You can use your tricep to come up. And let's do what I call happy push-ups. So you're kind of in a happy pose. So spiral your heart a little bit towards the left and just bend and straighten your elbows, pulling your chest forward. You might even pull your hands towards you to engage the low belly a little bit more. And once, twice, 3 times, you decide how many you want to do. When you come back up, see if you can press into your hands, gaze a little bit forward in front of your hands, and just lift up the low belly, push into your feet, and come into table pose. Once you are in table, you can let your legs relax and just start to move your breath. Close your eyes. I personally like a couple of cows and cats where you're articulating your spine in a, kind of up and down rhythm. But once you've done a little bit of that, come into a flat back, press into your shoulder, rib cage towards hip. Come back to center, other side. And then one more time. So we're going to move and breathe and connect with all of you, but a little bit more through the side body today. When you come back to neutral, straighten through your left leg, push your heel back, pull your chest forward, engage the low belly and glute as you lift up your leg, pausing with the opposite arm in front. See if you can even soften your gaze, close your eyes, give your moment to feel steady. And then awkward airplane, your right arm goes out to the right, your left leg goes to the left. Try to keep, again, that steadiness, that calm. And then lower your left leg down. Your toes will face the same direction as your fingers forward, and then press through your foot. Come all the way up onto your foot, into your knee, and do a little bit of a side bend, up and over to one direction, and then up and over to the other. Once you've done that, reach your left arm towards your left leg, right arm up and over, kind of a gate pose. Breathe into all of you, but especially that right rib and hip. And then as your right hand comes down underneath your shoulder, lift up your left leg. It's a modified side plank. You can bring your left arm towards the sky or even up and over your head. Really extending from head to toe, fingertips to toes. And then coming back into your table. So just bring your left leg back behind you, hands underneath your shoulders, tuck your toes, gaze is forward, belly lifts. Just hover your knees off the floor for a breath or two and find a little bit more energy required and pulling through you. And then shift your hips up and back, going into a downward dog. Bend into your knees, stretch through the fingertips, through the forearms, press forward, shins press forward. Take your dog for a slow walk. And then once you've paddled through your feet, your left leg is going to lift up. Pull your knee in, stay in a downward dog. Bring your left knee towards your chest, blow to kiss. And then shift forward, wrists are underneath your shoulders, your lower belly pulls in. Step forward with your left foot. Slide your right knee down and back. It's a low lunge. And a low lunge twist. So as your right hand's underneath your shoulders, spiral your heart up towards the left. And then take your left arm and come across your body towards your right wrist. And then do that at least one more time. So opening up towards the left on an inhale and then coming in towards the right. Once you've done that, just check into the hamstring, straighten through your left leg, push your toes down, and then lift your toes. And then shifting forward, lifting up your back foot, pushing back through your heel. Let's see if we can come into a high lunge. Arms go back behind you, lift through your chest, lift through the back body. Wiggle fingers and toes, bend into your front knee just a little bit more. And then same thing here, going into your lunge twist, right hand goes down underneath your shoulder, spiral and take a peek up over your left shoulder. And then come forward, straighten through your left leg, reach your left hand towards your right thigh, and do that again. So shifting forward, bending into your knee, it's a lunge twist. Keep pulling your left hip back. And then straighten through your left leg as you reach and back towards your right thigh. When you come back forward, just see if you can pull your chest forward, push your right heel back, and say, oh, I'm waking up. And then shift forward and lift up your right leg. Bring your right leg maybe on the other side of your left leg, so it's cross leg. Inhale, lengthen up, and then exhale, fold into your twisty Uttanasana, and be nice. Check in. You don't have to have your hands to the floor. You can let them dangle. You can put them on blocks. Try to feel a little bit of softness in the left heel and the left knee so we can stretch through the outside of the right hip. And then come up halfway, untangle your right leg, put it next to your left, and then fold and let something roll off your back. Then rising up to your mountain, so bending into your knees, pressing through your feet, arms circle up, palms come past your mind, your words, your heart. Pause by your side. Adjust what you need to feel strong and steady from the earth all the way up towards the stars. And then as you root to rise, you press through your feet, arms come up, left hand grabs your right wrist, lengthen on your inhale, and then keep that length as you go up and over towards the left. And then inhale, come back to center. Same thing, other side. When you do come back, it's a little bit of a back bend, Urdhva Hastasana, lift your heart. And then soften your knees as you fold over into your Uttanasana. Bend shoulder blades, dropping your ribs, lifting the belly, the sternum. Breathe strong in your fierce pose. How's that Utkatasana? Give the glutes a little space. Hands come to your heart, left where it is. See if you can hinge forward, lift up your right leg, pause in like a modified warrior 3. Bend into your left knee, come back into your lunge. Same thing, different way. But from your lunge, we're going to see if you can keep a neutral pelvis, shift forward, lift up your back leg, stand up tall, pulling your right knee up, spiral towards the right arm behind you, maybe your gaze, left arm forward. Try to lift up the left hip, drop the right. And then as your arms go back up towards the stars, you might have to regroup. Step back to your lunge. We're going to do it one more time because it's all about the practice. It's the journey, not the destination. So from your high lunge, you shift forward, lift up your back leg, shine your heart forward, press through your left foot, lift up your right, spiral and twist towards the right. And then you rewind. Arms go up, leg goes back, you're in your lunge. We're taking this to your warrior 2. So just wiggle your right heel back, wiggle your right arm back, bend into your left knee strong. Try to get your palms up to start, maybe to stay. And if you want to play, from your elbow to your wrist, just rotate palms down so we can get a little bit more energy into the arms and the shoulders. Take a moment to feel your warrior 2. And then shift a little forward. Let's reverse your warrior. Right arm goes back behind you to your leg or your back. Left arm goes up and over. Straighten through your arm. And then straighten through your left leg. Push your foot forward. It's a reverse triangle. Coming into your triangle as you hinge from your hip, shift forward. Now you may keep your right arm behind you or extend it straight up. Same thing. Play with where your neck feels it's okay. It's supported. It's not dropping. And then from here, bend into your left knee. Come back to your warrior 2 for a moment. You're going to just put your arms forward like you're doing a downward dog spine, stretching your foot forward, your hip back. And then walk your hands forward kind of to the middle part of your mat and off your mat as you walk your feet forward. It's that wide forward fold with nice straight arms. Lift your sit bones high and back. Press your feet in as well as out. And then start to walk your hands underneath your shoulders. Press into one hand. It doesn't matter which. We'll do both. Try to keep your pelvis neutral as you spiral and twist to one direction. And then same thing other side. You plant down so that you can rise up. When you do release your arm back down, you're coming back to the top part of your mat. Back to your left foot. We're going into Navasana or boat pose. You can just bring your foot up, lift up your heels, and drop your bum. Or if you want to play with it, you shift forward. You pull your right leg through, lift it up, lift your leg. You can keep hands on your thighs and have hands on the floor, but squeeze the inner ankles, belly lift to the chest. Maybe everything lifts up at least for a moment. And then reverse table or bridge if that's not okay on your shoulders. Fingers face same direction as your toes. You shift your weight forward. You lift your hips. Engage. Squeeze the hip points together. Chin tucks in a little bit. And then when you do put your bum down, we do the same thing, other side. Now I'm just going to turn to the right into fetal posture on the right, but if you prefer to flip around and face a different direction, please do. So again, support your head literally and figuratively. Come back to that positive thought. Couple of slow, deep breaths. What's changed? What can you notice and celebrate? Where can you release any negativity and repurpose it? Ready to begin again, press into your left hand. Pull it underneath your shoulder. Get that tricep working on the left side. Pull your right hand in. Spiral to the right so that you're pulling your chest forward. So elbows graze in. This is not any shoulder work. It's your triceps. Once, twice, 3 times, you choose how many. And then when you come up, here's that little wiggle to table. So you press into your hands, look ahead, press into your toes, wiggle your pelvis neutral, hover your knees, and then go ahead and put them down for your table. And again, a couple of breaths to reconnect with you. Spread your fingers wide, press into fingertips. Embrace the pause between movements, between breaths. And then come back to the neutral table where the low belly lifts, the crown of your head to the tailbone is one long line. And then wag your tail. Your hips and ribs go towards each other on one side and then the other. Don't forget to breathe in and out. When you come back to neutral, it'll be your right leg that extends back. Push through the heel back, your chest forward, and you build your spinal balance. Soften the gaze, close your eyes even. That's where we dig a little bit deeper. And then your awkward airplane, your left arm goes out to the left, right leg goes to the right. Pause. Try to say, hey hip, I love you. And then when you put your right foot down, in general, we're trying to get it in line with your knee and your hip. You come back up. You're on your foot, you're on your knee, you extend up, breathe in, and then a little bit of a side bend, kind of half moon action, lateral flexion. And then reach right arm down, right leg, that gate pose, expanding and breathing into all, but especially that left rib and lung. And then take all that energy and come into that modified side plank where possibly you feel like you lift up your right leg. And then when you bring your right leg back behind you, you pull your knee in underneath you for table, at least for now. Tuck your toes, hover your knees, engage the low belly, breathe strong. Now, if it's too easy, you hover your knees only like a half of an inch. If it's more than you like, you lift your knees up a little higher. Pause, and then shift backwards with the belly, with the hips as you stretch into a downward dog. Now, again, check into this downward dog. It's a short downward dog, so you might be able to get your heels closer towards the floor. But we're just trying to get that inverted V. From your downward dog, it's the right leg that lifts up. Use that. Pull your knee and stay in a downward dog. Knee comes to your chest, blow it a kiss. And then shift forward so your wrists are underneath your shoulders. So you engage in that low belly and then slowly bring your right foot up. You might have to wiggle it or grab it. Left knee goes down and back first for this low lunge and a lunge twist. Left hand down, spiral open your heart towards the right. And then coming across towards your left wrist and shoulder. One more time, expansion. And then contraction. When you do put your hand down, straighten through your right leg, check in your hamstring. Toes away first and then toes towards you. Shift forward, pick your back knee up, push through the heel, squeeze through the thighs, rise up from the ground up, strong and steady into your high lunge. Take your time to be there, to see how it feels. And then we spiral and twist again. So your left hand goes down underneath your shoulder. Take a peek up and over, rotating with the heart, with the center of you, not all shoulders. When you come back with your gaze and your arms, straighten your right leg, reach your right hand towards your back thigh. And then do that one more time. Bending into your knee, it's your lunge twist, a heart opener. And then straightening through your right leg, pulling your right hand towards your left thigh. Fantastic. From here, you're looking ahead. Lift up your back leg. Your left foot's going to cross behind on the other side of your right foot. Come up halfway to lengthen your spine, and then fold forward. Be nice with what you do with your mind, with your breath, with your body. You might soften the front leg, that right heel, right knee, so you can get a little bit more information on the left side. And then slowly you'll come up halfway, untangle, bring yourself regular Ardha Uttanasana, that halfway lift. And then exhale, folding in, let something roll off your back. Slowly root to rise, press through your feet, come all the way up, press through your palms. Bowing to you, bowing to your practice, connecting with all. Again, readjust what you need to, feel strong and steady, yet light and loose in your mountain. And then we root to rise again, a little bit of side bend. So press through your feet, arms come up. This time your right hand grabs your left wrist, lengthen on your inhale. Keep all that length and bring it up and over towards the side. And then come up and do the same thing other side. Back into your back bend, or Urdhva Hastasana. Lift your heart and then slowly fold forward. Bending into your knees, Utkatasana, chair pose. So work on feeling strong and steady. More weight on your heels will protect your knees. Doesn't matter how much you bend your knees, just fire up as many muscles to support each other as you can. Hands to your heart, right foot stays where it is. You're shifting your heart forward, left leg goes back. Hover in a modified warrior 3, pulling right hip back. And then bend into your right knee, you're landing into your high lunge. Say, ha, ta-da, I did it. And then we start to see if we can fly, to find our balance and to grow from that. So you shift forward, lift up your back leg, press through your right foot as you stand up, pull your left knee up, trying to keep your pelvis neutral, twisting towards the left. You might even flex through your left foot. And then arms go back up, your left leg goes back, you pause in your high lunge. We try it one more time. So arms back, heart forward, strong and steady from the back of your head to the back leg. Use that to pull your left knee up, spiral and twist towards the left. Arms go back up, leg goes back, high lunge. And then we open up this into your warrior 2. So walking your left heel back. Left arms usually go back a little bit so you're not leaning forward. We'll do that where we open up in just a second. So feeling that neutral front and back, soften your gaze, find that neutral of your breath. Energy in, energy out. And then shift forward, reversing your warrior. Left arm goes behind your back or down your leg. Right arm up, straighten through the elbow. Straighten through the leg, reversing your triangle, creating all that space to come into triangle. And lifting from whatever you're touching. And then as you bend into your right knee, you come back into your warrior 2. We're wiggling forward, just a little bit different stretch, long arms, long spine, long breath. And then walking again into that wide forward fold where you pivot your feet so they're parallel. Arms go forward. Find a nice stretch. How far forward do you want your arms? How wide? Same thing with your legs. You might even bend your knees and slide your tailbone up. And then as you twist, last time we brought a hand right underneath your heart. You can stay there, or you could bring a hand towards an ankle. But spiral and twist. And then slowly you'll work your way towards the right foot into your low lunge. And this is where it's going to take us into your Navasana or your boat pose. So you could go from your downward dog, from tiptoe pose, or press into your right foot, pull your left knee in, bring up left leg, right leg, lift the belly, lift the heart, pause. Hands and toes can be on the floor, whatever helps you feel stronger. And that means also empathetic, compassionate. Bridge or reverse table. Press through the feet, either way. Otherwise, you're pressing through the hands too, or the arms. When you've had a chance to lift your hips, we lower them down. We begin again, same thing. yet different. So roll onto your fetal posture, left side, support yourself. Try to smooth out the breath. Check in. Have you been able to tap into your prana, your vital energy, to wake things up? And then when you're ready to begin again, you press into your right hand, left hand at least once, twice, maybe 3 times, the happy push-ups. This time when you press into your hands, you come up, you pivot your toes and lift up your knees, lift up your belly. Stay in table or make it a plank. Perhaps you lift up your left leg. You might drop your right knee. You might keep it lifted. Right arm. You can also do the same thing if you want to bring your left leg out to the side, right arm out to the side. You decide if you want to keep that into a plank with your knee lifted or not. We will come back into a plank. This time, shift your weight forward. If you want, tap your knees down, bend your elbows, pull your heart through, a little bit of a cobra up dog, back bend. Lift your sit bones, downward dog. Left leg lifts up. You pull your knee in towards your chest. You step forward, your low lunge. This time, perhaps you'll keep your back knee up. You choose. A twist, opening up to the left, straightening through your left leg, reaching towards the right hand or thigh, depending on where you're at. Coming into a low lunge. Bring your arms back behind you. Lift your back knee if it's down. Chest forward. Lift up your back leg. Press into your left foot. Pull your right knee up. Spiral and twist towards the right. Arms up. Right leg goes back into your high lunge. We open up into your warrior 2. Shifting forward, reversing your warrior. Reverse your triangle. Come forward into triangle. Feel light and lifted. Bend into your knee. You might pause in that side angle before you rise up to warrior 2. And then your feet are parallel. Your heart lifts. You melt into your wide forward fold of Prasarita. Find a twist, whether again you reach for an ankle or towards the center of you. Once you've twisted, we go into a low lunge on the right side. You're going to pull your left leg up, come into your Navasana, your boat. Reverse table, shift your weight forward, maybe a bridge. You decide. And then when you lower down, I got to do a little yoga hokey pokey because going on to your right side, I want to face you. So let's finish up this right side. Check back in. The moments of pause really create the clarity. Feel a longer, slower, deeper breath, the beat of your heart. And then it's your happy push-ups when you press into your left hand, right hand. Bend and straighten your elbows once, twice, 3 times. Is it a little easier? Pivot your knees up, hover. Maybe you can stay in table, or if you want to walk your hands forward, come into your plank. Gaze forward, lifted. Right leg lifts. Will you lift up your left hand with your left knee up, or you put your left knee down, right? See what's right for your body today. And then same thing, awkward airplane. You could have your left knee lifted as you bring your left arm out, right leg out. When you do come back, we find a plank. Shift your weight forward. Maybe 1 or twice you bend your elbows here. Pull your heart through, a cobra up dog. Lift your sit bones down, dog. Right leg lifts up, bend your knee, pull it in. Shift your shoulders over your wrists. Right foot down. Here you can either put your left knee down or keep it up. Lunge twist, spiraling towards the right. And then straightening through your front leg, reaching past your wrist, maybe towards your thigh. Come forward into your low lunge. We're going to fly, so your arms go back behind you. Come on up to this high lunge. And then shift your weight forward, heart forward. Push through the back heel. Keep that lifting as you lift up your back leg. Pulling the left knee up, twisting towards the left. Reversing back as you bring your left leg back, opening up from your lunge to a warrior 2. Walking your left heel down. Ribs sink, so we're grounded first. Shift forward as we reverse your warrior. Straighten through the arm and the leg, right side. And then shift forward into triangle.
Bend into your front knee, going into that side angle for a moment, rising up with obliques, warrior two. And then your wide forward fold where you lift the heart, hinge from your hips. Now again, if you want, keep your hands underneath you, extend them forward. Find your final twist, wringing things out. Massaging your internal organs. And then this time we'll go to your left, your low lunge, one final Navasana boat, and this time we'll go into a bridge. So lift the belly, lift the heart, lift your gaze. It's up to you on lift your fingers or your toes. We are going to roll onto your back into your bridge. So once your head and shoulders and feet go down, press in your palms, press into your feet, shift forward, lift your hips. And then see if you can slowly roll down, upper back, middle back, lower back. Lower back, pelvis gets down, knees come to your chest. Rock a little side to side, drop them to the right for a full cycle of breath. Squeeze your thighs together, use the low belly to bring your knees up, over to the other side, a full cycle of breath. And the same thing, find the energy of the ankles to your thighs, coming back up. And then just a little bit of a happy butterfly, rocking side to side. And then the soles of your feet come together, knees go down. It's reclined butterfly, arms are out to your side. Taking a moment just to pause, to feel the energy of the earth, the opportunity to spread your wings, to find your flow. Let your breath take its natural rhythm, feel the beat of your heart. And then use the low belly, use your inner thighs, outer thighs, butterfly your thighs together and apart 3 times. When your legs come together, bring your knees in toward your chest, grab a hold of your shins, press your shins into your hands. Use that to lift the belly, the heart. Forehead comes towards your knees, it does not need to touch. Release your head and shoulders down. One more fetal posture, you choose the side. Gratitude, whole and complete as you came into this world, whole and complete as you are. And then press into whatever your top hand is and work your way to a comfortable seat, but let it be a straight leg. Wiggle through your pelvis, lengthen through your spine. Press down through your sit bones, through your heels. Reach your arms up, gathering some of this maha, prana, great wisdom and energy. Let it pass by your mind, your words, and as you feel the lift of your heart, gently bow your head. Pause for a moment in this place of balance, of calm, of strength and resilience. And may you always find it within you so that you can take the next step, even if you can't see it. Light in me honors this light in you. Namaste, friends. Thanks so much for taking time out to flow. Feel free to add to that if you want, have a little bit of extra Shavasana time, but we appreciate your time. Remember, you can check out, there's all kinds of videos that we have at Y Detroit on YouTube, but we also have Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can connect with us, YMCA Detroit. Thanks again. Have a great day.